Yo, what's going on, party people? We got a lot to talk about today. You ever feel like you a different person without sunglasses on? Or with sunglasses on? Well, I guess you would be a different person without sunglasses on too. Sometimes I'm just in the mood, and these ones specifically. It's I got my brother gave me these bullshit, Elks, Edmonton Elks glasses they were handing out, McKinnon or whatever the fuck. They getting free advertising just because I like how these shades look. I like the vibe of these. And sometimes, because yeah, you can see the reflection. Sometimes I don't want this fucking light in my face. I even got just one light today instead of two. Because sometimes I'm like, bro, I can't be bothered with that shit. I'm in a mood today. You're gonna get a podcast of me in a mood, not a bad mood, just a mood. Anyways, we got a good episode for y'all today. We got a lot in stored. We'll roll the intro. This is A Moment with Jay.
I just wanted to hop on the mic and say, I know the world been a little chaotic and everything. I just wanted to check and make sure everything good in the hood, like sure, you know what I mean? Say out of the fam.
What up, party people? It's your boy JusJrdn here. I'm sipping on the iced coffee. And let me show y'all this, man. I know it looks. My sister is upstairs chilling, watching the Taylor Swift Eras tour. I think on with my parents, and it's like 1:00 on a Tuesday. That's just the life we out here living. So let me teach y'all the ways of some cheap ass. Maybe we should call this Jaderade. Oh, Jaderade. Anyways, it's Mio. Y'all know those flavor enhancers. That with some salt and potassium. A little bit. Boom, throw some in there. Potassium is no salt. No salt is potassium. And I feel both of that. And that's pretty much what electrolyte drinks are for the most part. Sometimes there's vitamin C in them, and sometimes there's some other electrolytes like magnesium, but it's mostly potassium and sodium that's going to keep you hydrated. And anyway, so that's what that is. That's essentially or shout out to the homie Cole. Again, you shouldn't have those artificial sweeteners in there, and I don't always, but like especially post gym or something, it's early in the day, and I only eat one meal a day, so it's like I got several hours before I consume any real food. It's just a nice little treat, and it's not gonna do that much damage or anything. So, anyways, this is what I really wanted to start the podcast with, man, because I was saying, sunglasses make you, it's like a cape. What's clothing other than a costume already? The difference between a costume and clothing is what I wonder what actually is the difference, because the difference between like a medical doctor, putting on a white jacket and being a doctor, and someone who is going to wear that exact same outfit and pretend to be a doctor. To one it's a costume, to the other it's an outfit. You know what I'm saying? It's context that makes those two words different. And then if that doctor wanted to be a sexy Dr. Mouse or something, then it would be a costume. I don't know. Anyways, I say all this because I came across, what I think is probably one of the greatest images I've ever seen on the internet. And I saw this yesterday, and I was like, I have to throw this in the podcast. I started keeping this little note. I mean, I've always done it, but now I just really anything. I throw everything. I in this on this side, I have a whole list of random shit that I've thought about and discovered between now and the last podcast, and it's a lot. I this would probably be a 3-hour podcast if I went through all of this shit. So I kind of like write some things, and sometimes I get sidetracked and whatnot, like now. But this right here, you're welcome. Check that out on the screen right now. 21, can you do something? Look at this. 21 motherfucking Savage at Disneyland or Disney World. I always get them confused. Don't know which one's where. Look at this motherfucker, man. I love this photo. I love this photo so much. And you know, I it's not like I'm clowning the boy or something. I'm not making fun of him or anything. I love that this photo exists, and I love that it's real. And I really wanted to show it. You know, I feel like it's like show and tell. And I had something. I was like, oh, they're gonna fucking love this. And even if they don't love this, I don't care. I love this so much. I have to show them. And so, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. 21 Savage meets Mickey Mouse. Let go. Disneyland 21. 21. Can you? Yeah. So you're welcome. So I've been at, I guess this was yesterday. So the hot water broke at my crib. And, which is fine because I can go shower at the gym, except for today. So today I went to the gym, and then the fucking men's locker room all fucked up. You can't shower in one of them. So all the dudes in the other change room, and then the change room was the change room was crazy. It's 11 a.m. You know, I'm going in the middle of the day. What are you motherfuckers doing here? I know I got no job, but huh? What the fuck? What the fuck? And the gym dead. The gym was dead. I was doing cardio before, and then I went to go change and get in the shower. But there was motherfuckers everywhere. There was a lineup for the showers. That's what was crazy. There's people waiting. There's people waiting in the towels and the fucking waiting to get into the showers. It was so, and I was like, fuck it, man. So I had to come home and take a shower, even though that our hot water isn't working. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into this whole. I had to take a cold shower, and it was freezing. And I do take cold showers, but this one was forced upon me. You know, it's a different situation. It's a different situation, you know. It's funny. It's funny the things you take for granted. You know, even when I went to the gym yesterday and took a warm shower, it's like, oh my God, I am so clean. I feel like this is washing the sins of the world. Is this holy water? You know. Told you I was in the vibe. Anyways, so I had a great gym session yesterday. You know, I hit like an hour of arm work, you know, with fucking curls and close grip bench press and close grip pull downs. Let me, if you're really trying to hit your arms, you know, your biceps and your triceps, it's also good to, you know, when you're doing back or chest exercises, think about your bench press, for instance. You know, kind of the wider you go with your grip on that bench press, the more pec engagement you're going to get as opposed to your tricep engagement, you know, and it's just what it is. But if you still want to, even though these moves are still primarily it's primarily chest, you know, your pec, major, minor, exercise. If you go close grip, you can still use quite a bit of load because you're still going to engage your chest a little bit, but it's going to be so much tricep. That way you're going to be able to add a lot of load. So there's you know, a couple tricep and bicep exercises that I like to start. I don't usually do just a tricep bicep exercise day anymore. I'll usually put those into a back day or a chest day. But when I'm doing them on their own, I like to throw in like a big compound lift. Every lift is technically compound, but neither here nor there. Because you can never truly isolate a muscle group. There's always something else engaging with that. So, anyways, that tangent made me forget what the fuck I was even talking about. Anyway, so I like to start, if I'm doing just an arm day, I like to start with a bigger movement where I can put some real load on it. Because when you're lifting heavy, you're gonna get a bigger increase of HGH, human growth hormone, and testosterone when you're lifting, which is going to be beneficial to helping grow those muscles. Anyways, um, so if you're looking to gain some muscle in your arms, I would definitely recommend some heavy load. To start, again, everyone to each their own, but that's what I've grown to like. So I'll do a close grip bench press, keeping those elbows kind of tucked in and pushing from there. And it's really gonna I can already really feel the triceps. And then same thing with if you're doing a back exercise, but one that's really good for your biceps is a close grip reverse pull down. Because like even when you're going, you can feel that you're using a lot of your bicep. Yeah, you can, even if I just reverse the grip and go forward with the grip, watch my hand. I don't get as much bicep. Obviously, I can squeeze the shit out of my bicep, but you're getting much more bicep engagement this way. And so it's you can still use a lot of load, get a little bit more back movement in, and still get a lot of bicep engagement, and then go on to your curls and stuff. Anyways, yeah, that was a little tangent. So anyways, I had a really good arm workout, and then I did 45 minutes of cardio and just crushed it. Because I'm getting lighter again, I feel better. It feels nicer to move, so it's like I like doing all these body weight exercises, running, jogging. Again, it feels good at the lighter weight. And then I go into the sauna at the pool. Usually I've been doing saunas at the crib now that I got one, but because the shower situation at my house, I just been using it just go to the rec center, do all of the things, shower, come home, and resume my life. And so I'm sitting in the sauna and I'm doing rounds. I did like a 20 minutes out, 20 minutes out, 20 minutes or something, 15 minutes or something. And I like to sit in the sauna and just chill and just kind of meditate, focus on my breathing, maybe do some light stretching, really keep it chill in there, Yeah, I'll run into a friend or something every once in a while and we'll get to chit chatting, but I like to chill and just kind of meditate in there. And like even for the third round, like I sat down, and it's a steam room, not technically a sauna, I guess. Steam sauna is what they were also referred to. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna close my eyes, and I'm gonna take 100 breaths in through my nose and out through my mouth, and I'm not gonna open my eyes no matter what until I get to 100. If so, people are coming in and out of the sauna. I'm just sitting there with my eyes closed. Stephen Wonder version, and I do that. It doesn't matter. People coming in and out, fucking the drops from the top hitting me, not face, just breathe in and out. And we did it, and it felt great. It's actually very almost psychedelic when you can get locked in, and then when you're taking big, deep, diaphragmatic breathing. You're good. You're pulling that. I'm not going like that. I'm going, I'm not trying to be disruptive to other people in the sauna. And I just remember it was packed when I started. And when I did that 100, I opened my eyes. There was no one in the sauna. I was like, oh, it was just such a wow feeling. So nice. And I just got to be in the sauna for the rest of my time, just chilling. It was nice. But I bring this up because so as you can tell, I like to just do my own thing and just zone out in the sauna. Very meditative, relaxing. Even though I'm grinding and I'm trying to push it because it gets fucking hot in there. I couldn't help during my first session. Let me smoke some weed with this one, man. I also got an iced coffee from 7-Eleven. It was $1. They didn't have any black coffee, so I had to get iced coffee. And it's pretty fucking delicious. Anyways, I get into the sauna, man. And it's pretty packed, but enough room where you're comfortable, You're not too close to people and shit. And I'm sitting on one side of the sauna, and these 3 Karens are sitting on the other side of the sauna, and I do my best not to eavesdrop and shit when I'm in the sauna, but I mean, they're screaming for one in the sauna. I don't even have to say words, and you know what I'm saying. That's their tone. And I had to bring this up on the pod as soon as I was like, bro, I might even title this episode Three Karens and Jay in a Sauna, because it sounded like a joke to me. I just couldn't believe what this. They were talking about all kinds of things, but the thing where I was like, what in the, huh? Shout out to the moms out there too. I know being a mom is difficult and everything. I could never be a mom. I mean, I guess if I became transgender, I guess I could become a mom. So I could. So this is really what they say. They were right. Anything is possible. Whoever, I guess that's a real saying. As we keep progressing through the history of humanity, that's only becoming more true. Now I could, if I wanted to, become a mom. That's wild. Anyways, that's not the point of the story. I just want to say I was just trying to be empathetic towards mothers. This woman talking to her two friends very loudly. Again, I'm on the other side of the sauna, and saunas are tiled. Of course, it's gonna, but they're not hiding this. They're talking, and she's like, okay, yeah, I brought my kids to the movies, whatever. I don't know what movie it was, and she's like, the man sitting behind us reached, like, leaned over and said, excuse me, miss, can you turn off your kids devices? I don't know if she had 2 kids or 3 kids or what it was, but I could tell she had more than one. And they seemed like they were all watching a game. I don't know what game. It sounded like it was like a YouTube video or something. But by the sounds of it is that they each had, maybe one of them had a phone and one of them had an iPad. I know for sure at least one of them had an iPad from the story. And he's like, yeah, hey, the movie's about to start. Can you turn the volume off and turn those off? It's distracting. The light is distracting. And very much so. You just paid to go see a fucking movie. Why are you watching something on a device? I was like, I don't know what your kids are like. I do think that's an inappropriate thing. You come here to watch something, and I'm like, so this is the thing. And I was like, okay, this is okay. Dude leans over. He, in the story that the mom is saying, she's saying what I'm saying, like, he's like, excuse me, miss. Dude was being very polite. She said, instantly, she was like, and I wasn't even looking at her, but I could tell she did that, like, fucking, I was like, excuse me, the sound is on low. You can just ignore them. And I was like, I was like, what? How? And that was enough for me to be like, all right, fuck these chicks, I was like, that dude was being so calming, so understanding. Yo, if you got, maybe you shouldn't bring your kids to the movie theaters if they gotta be watching an iPad while the movie's on. I don't have kids. I barely go to the movies. I don't even know who that dude is. But the only reason I was so like, what the fuck, is she painted herself in such a bad light. And her friends are like, yeah, what the fuck was that guy even thinking? Like, like how to get it fucking It's like I was just like I couldn't even. I was sitting there, and again I was sitting there, and I like to smoke. I like to smoke a little bit before I get into sauna. I usually smoke a little toke before I go to the gym unless it's something really, really crazy. But I'll take a little pre-workout toke. Usually try to toke up before I do cardio. That was a game changer for me. Once I learned that once runners, long distance runners, a lot of them get high. Or back in the day, a lot of these long distance runners, man, they getting drunk, and especially the bikers, the people who ride the long distance bikes, and they just fucking stopping, getting fucking drinks in bars and stuff, and have y'all seen that video? I must have pulled it up. I must have pulled it up before here. I can't remember but I was like, oh yeah, these once once I I was like, man, why am I? It's like if there's a time to get high, it's to get high and exercise. Now, if I have to do something, I can't find that exact video I was looking for, but oh, that's why. I was talking about motorcycles. Anyways, bikes and beers. Anyways, I'm not gonna find it. But their argument was there's a lot of nutrition in beer, and so that it's actually a very fuel and lots of carbs in beer too. So it's like an argument for it. Um, yeah, it was just I just had to bring that up on the pod. That happened yesterday, and I was just like, bruh, I can't even. That's another thing too. A lot of people been coming up to me and complimenting me on my dreads lately. I mean, I get it quite a bit, but I was like, lately it's been so much. I went for a walk the other day to the grocery store, and like I'm telling you, people have been going out of their way to come give me a compliment for my dreadlocks. Me and the homie were working out at the gym the other day. Um, and just the way the benches are and where this dude was working out, he had to come travel, and he's just like, "Hey, excuse me." And me and Andrew in mid conversation, he's like, "Hey, excuse me." I'm like, yeah. He's like, "Your hair's awesome, bro." I was like, "Thanks," and he just walked away. I was like, "Damn, what a nice motherfucker," you know what I'm saying? And so, anyways, I'm walking to the grocery store from my house, and me and this lady are crossing the street, and she's like, "Hey, I love your dreads," and I say, "Thank you so much." And she's like, "I'm from Jamaica. I used to have dreads." I was like, "Oh, no way." And me and this lady, we just both happened to be walking to the grocery store, and we get into this, like, I don't know, 10-minute walk, 10-minute conversation as we're walking to the grocery store. And she's from Jamaica. She used to have dreads. She's pulling out pictures on her phone of her dreads, and she's like, "Yeah, my kids, your kids are like 21 and 15." And she's like, "Yeah, I my boys all want dreads." And yeah, they're straight from Jamaica. And she was telling me that her husband, he works up north in Fort McMurray. There's a lot of trades in Alberta for y'all who don't know. And she was saying that a lot of the companies there will actually go to places like Jamaica and recruit for workers. I was like, oh, interesting. And she's like, yeah, he got recruited, so we moved to Fort Mac. And she's like, I've never even heard of Edmonton, and now I live there. I was like, and it was pretty cold. It was a pretty cold day, and I was like, you must miss it. She's like, I go back every chance I get. I was like, that's fucking. The dreads have brought me a lot of joy in my life, and I love that I have them, and I love that other people love them too. It's just a vibe. Oh man, I got so many things, but and I might start doing this every podcast, is weekly motivation. I like to watch inspiring and motivating things, and I think when I come across a couple things, I'll show them every week. something that sticks out to me. So this week's, I think last week I did something too. I can't remember what last week's was, but he gave me the idea I should start doing this, and it started with this one. And there's this dude named Ray Dalios, and he's very smart, super wealthy investor. Um, has made some mistakes. Chief Investor Officer of Bridgewater Associates. Yeah, he's 74 years old, worth 15.4 billion US dollars. That's what, dude has not only lived a life, he was born in August 8th, 1949. And yeah, so he's an investor. So I read his book, Principles, Life and Work, and essentially it's a book about he also has these other things. It's a book about his own principles, and he just has these sets of beliefs that um he has principles that he hopes to share with people that have helped him, and he has principles for his um work life, and he has principles for his out of work life. And it's just a very cool book to listen to. But the one thing that I wanted to show is he made this. So he made these principles, and then he made, because he talks about these 3 stages in your life. The first stage of your life, the first third of your life, or the first 20 years or whatever, is you're dependent on people. You're dependent on your parents or whoever your caregivers are. And then, for the next part of your life is when other people rely on you, your husband, your kids, your whoever. And then that final stage of your life is when no one is relying on you, and you aren't relying, and you might be relying on other people. I mean, it's the last part of your life. But, he's like, it's that part of your life where you need to be sharing the knowledge that you've gained over your entire life. And, lots of cultures, the indigenous cultures are big on, respecting the elders, and the elders being leaders of the tribes and stuff like it. I'm over generalizing and stuff, but a lot of the indigenous cultures really praise the elders, and they should. There's lots of knowledge there, especially. Anyways, and so he made this series about his books, and he talks, chapter 1, and Call to Adventure. And here, we'll just watch a little bit.
Before we begin, let me just establish the fact that I don't know much relative to what I need to know. Whatever success I've had in life has more to do with my knowing how to deal with my not knowing than anything I know. That I should be telling other people what to do sounds kind of presumptuous to me, but I'm going to do it because I believe that the principles that have made me successful could help others achieve their own goals.
My mic was muted. I won't play the whole thing. If you're interested, just go check it out on YouTube. It's absolutely free. Incredible resource. But I just wanted to give you a little bit more background into this dude before I show you why I think his stuff is so good. So this is, anyways. Where is that link? Right here. Okay.
There's a life cycle, right? Your teens, your 20s, your 30s, and so on. And every phase is a little bit different, or quite a bit different. And people have asked me in their 20s, what is good advice for their 20s? You are about to go independent. You were dependent on others, and now others are going to become dependent on you, and you're going to work, and you're going to learn, and you're going to try to be successful. This whole different phase in your life, the best thing I can say is make your work and your passion the same thing, and don't forget about the money part. Okay, now you're in a different phase of your life. You're in the phase of your life that your job is getting more serious, your responsibilities are going to get more serious, Perhaps your relationships are going to get more serious. This is a stage of your life where you might be choosing a partner and you might be having children. And as you're choosing a partner and having children, you're going to deal with the work-life balance issue. And so the bit of advice that I want to convey at that is that you can look at that as, oh, I have to choose between giving up my work hours and I have to choose to have a quality of life. You have to choose less. If you know how to get more of out of an hour, you can have more life in life. And so that there are things that you can do. In my book, Principles, I wrote some of those things down, that you can be more efficient, more effective, and you can get more out of life. So the trade-off is less. Okay, what would I recommend? First of all, I recommend for every phase of your life, meditation. If you can meditate.
I just want to point out that I know if you're listening, you didn't see this, but the first people he was talking to, he was referring to his 20 year olds, and now, right now, he's talking about people in their 40s and 50s. And then right before this, he was talking about people in their 30s. And why I think this was even most impactful to me was my youngest siblings are in their 20s. Me and my twin are in our 30s. And my parents are in their 50s. So I was just like, oh, man, this guy kind of just hit the gauntlet of some advice that he generally thinks is good. So, yeah, so we'll finish this. And so this is for people in their 40s and 50s. But meditation, he's always like for everyone.
And you have the calmness and the equanimity to look at that. I think that that's an important thing. And then I think also that if you think about the relationships that you're in, that then may be more strained, to differentiate those relationships. Who are the people that you want to be around, and how do you work with them to get you through those issues?
Yeah. So really just cool advice. It just got me thinking. And then I was watching this Jacob Collier. I'm glad I finally figured out how to say his last name consistently. I kind of stutter still, but it's Collier. And Jacob, so I was watching an interview with him. He just he wanted some awards. But he said this line, and I was like, oh, God damn it, that's good. And he said he had a lot of heroes, and he said a lot of my teachers were just heroes, because he defines a hero is just someone to show you something is possible. Let me say that again. Jacob Collier said in an interview, a hero is just someone to show who is. Let me say that one more time. Jacob Collier. He said in an interview, a hero is just someone who shows you that something is possible. Wow. That changed my whole perspective on what that word means and how many heroes I've had in my life. You know, and I was just like, damn, that is cool. I feel like I'm going through this phase right now where, and I guess that's just why you continue to learn, and where I'm a lot of big ideas and ways I saw things before have shifted, like that, you know, I've always been big on goals and having idols and people, but you know, it just it really helps, I think, show. Everything always goes back to gratitude, because then it's like, you know, you think about your parents and it's like how they showed you so many things were possible, like walking or talking or going to school or making friends, or you know, think about all of the things your parents showed you what was possible. And or you know, whoever your caregiver is, or whoever your auntie, your grandmother, your teacher, you know, it's just that was just such an impactful statement that made me change, you know, what I thought was a pretty concrete definition of what that word was, you know, hero. Because when you think hero, you think firefighter, and you think policemen. Maybe that might be a controversial topic now. I ain't trying to get canceled here for no reason. I'm just trying to make a point. Everyone loves the firemen, though. Ain't no one talking shit about the firemen. That's an interesting point. Ain't no one talking shit when your house is on fire. I ain't gonna dig into this too much, but you know what I'm saying. There's like the nurses and doctors, but they don't always show you what's possible. Saving lives. I guess saving a life, showing them. I'm not trying to put that profession down, but it's not that I'm even trying to put a profession down. It's more that I'm trying to raise the average person up. That's what that did in my mind. I think of my own idols. Like, see, that's another thing too. Is a lot of my idols have changed over the years. It used to be Jay-Z, Diddy, for the longest times, and now my biggest idols are, like Jacob Collier, like, like Nate Bargatze, like like Ryan Holiday, like who's an author, and like I have different, but it's because I guess I'm just yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I've been in an interesting place over the last few months where things have shifted. Things have shifted quite a bit in my mind, and I'm this is why I continue to learn, and this is why things like psilocybin and stuff are cool too, because I feel like you can get that kind of ground shaking shifts in just one experiment or something with it. But it's like you can also get that through learning and trying things and failing and succeeding and all kinds of stuff like that. Oh, so there's that one, and then I got one more thing for the motivation. Then we'll move on, because I got some other ones I gotta show you. But this is the next one. I can't remember what this one was.
There's a lot of uncertainty going on. Just a lot of stupid people doing stupid things, and money's going crazy, and seems like every day just people are getting more ridiculous, and things are getting more ridiculous all the time. But things have been pretty ridiculous for a long time. Just now we're just more aware of how ridiculous they are, because we'll have access to more of the ridiculousness that's going on. So it's all stupid. It's always been stupid. It's always probably going to be stupid. So I just hope it takes some time to just look around this world and go, well, this place is pretty cool. This life thing is pretty cool, in spite of all the stupidness. Okay, so hope you're enjoying your stupid life. Appreciate it for what it is. Okay, we'll see you around. Okay, bye.
Isn't that beautiful, man? That's art. That's poetry to me, I wonder if there's this comment. His cadence sounds like he's leaving a voicemail for an old friend who's not answering their phone because they're depressed, and he wants to respect their space, but also tells them what he knows to be true. And that's exactly what that sounded like to me for some whatever reason. I love that, man. I was like, this dude, let's subscribe to him. Subscribe to me too. But go subscribe to this homie. I was just like, what a beautiful piece of art. Maybe I should make that into a song. I'm going to sample that. I'm going to make sure, actually, yeah. I'm going to write that down right now. Where's my, I literally have my phone in my hand. I've been liking scoring things, so like making music I've been making these little videos. I'll show you one. You're stupid. Enjoy your stupid life. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do after the podcast. Make into a song. Um, that's what I'm gonna do after the podcast. Is once I get it uploaded and stuff, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna sample it. I've been doing. This guy's also this week's motivation. That's what I said. I want to throw a couple of these videos, one or two of these videos out, and just put together a couple of things that I'm like, yeah, man. So I've been doing these. I'm trying to get better at shooting nice shots and at color grading and framing and come up with interesting shots for videos, primarily for music content. And I wanted to. So what I've been doing is every week I challenge myself to do one shot at least and release and try to do one song. So I'm doing everything. I'm shooting it, I'm editing the video, and I'm also making all of the music. So the first one I did was the Here Comes the Sun one, and here I'll just show you this one. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. So yeah, I did that one, and that one, was just like a whatever. And then I did the Bob Marley one too. Oh, pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Yeah, so I've been doing that stuff just to be practicing, I turned that Redemption song into like a lullaby kind of thing, and just tried to throw in sound design as opposed to just playing instruments, like throw in some effects and just try things, and then try to make a scene out of it that, kind of matches the vibe. And yeah, it's just a way to help grow my skills, and very time consuming. Obviously, I have to practice a song, record, mix, master a song, produce the song, and then come up with a video idea, shoot and edit the video idea, and then combine everything together. But it's fun, it's kind of like I just because I practice and I make music every day, so it's just like, okay, a couple of the days in the week I will dedicate to trying to make different songs. And I've tried several different songs, a couple songs every week, and I just will pick the best one. And I got this idea, I think it was from Bon Iver, actually. I'm almost certain it was Bon Iver who said this. They make crazy music, and I think Bon Iver is considered a band now. I think I was just talking about this. Is an American folk band founded by singer JusJrdn. Okay, yeah. It was originally a solo. Yeah. Me and my sister were just talking about this because Taylor Swift has a bunch of songs with him, which I get. Kanye West got some songs with him too. That's what a fucking or them. Oh, so he said, when you got he's because what happens is sometimes you'll work on a track as a musician. You spend 12 hours, you spend 3 days, 4 days on it. even if you're going real hard, and then by the end of it, you're like, man, this song fucking sucks. Like, what the fuck? This is trash. And a lot of the times it is. That's what making art is, because it has that that. And I think that maybe that was the motivation from last week, is that concept that not every idea that you have in your head, or most ideas, are not going to be translated from your mind to the world perfectly. And anyways, and that's beautiful in its own sense, but I won't dive too deep into that. He came up with the idea that, if you're going to spend 3 hours making music, spend 1 hour on an idea each time, or say you're even doing a whole day making music. You're spending an 8-hour day making music. Said spend 3 hours, or spend an hour working on a different idea every time. And then at the end of that 3 hours, go back and listen to what you've done during all of those three individual sessions, and pick the thing you're either inspired by the most or you like the most, and continue on the rest of the day with that idea. And it's just a way to get a lot more ideas, a lot more pen to paper, without spending all this idea, spending all your time doing one thing and it turning out to be trash. But again, it's just an idea that I've been playing around with more and more, and I like that. Usually when those are usually for solo sessions and stuff, and when working with somebody else, there's usually a structured thing we're trying to work on. I like to come with an idea or a direction to begin with, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, that's one of the things I've been doing this week. Yeah, no, I gotta show you this one, man. Oh yeah, talk about. Oh yeah, maybe we'll save that. We're already going on a pretty long, which is good, man. I'm glad I got we're coming up on the 50th episode, and that's going to be the 1 year mark. Actually, it's not going to be the 52, it's going to be the 50, which I think moving forward is exactly what I'm going to strive for. I'm going to put out 50 episodes every year, and I'm going to give myself 2 weeks out of the year where I randomly won't do one, and that will be fine. Whenever I need a break to not do one, that's cool. So that's what I'm going to do. They're going to be 50 episode seasons, and maybe every season I'll change the, let's think about, finding a way to redo A Moment with Jay, little cover art thing. So I might get that redone, redesigned, come up with a new one. And, yeah, I've been thinking too, I got to do something. I got to do something for the 1 year. I'm not sure what, but I'm going to. I love this format, and I think it's something that I'm decent at, and I can't wait to keep going with it. And so I will be. I can't see myself ever not doing the podcast. At least, I'm at least going to put in another year, because it's a platform I like, and it's people seem to be engaging with it, and it's growing, and people are excited to be on it. Maybe more guests will be in the future, but I kind of like having this like Theo Vaughn style, not Theo Vaughn, but like sometimes it's him and a guest. I kind of like that, and so I think that's how it will be moving forward with it too. But I'm getting hyped. If you got any ideas for the 50th episode, the 1 year anniversary of A Moment with Jay? I can't believe it's already been a year, man. That's crazy. Almost a year. We'll be coming up with something. But yeah, so you gotta watch this, man. Oh, that's one. Oh man. I totally forgot. So, big news in the world of YouTube. I know most of my listeners listen on YouTube, but there's some of y'all on other platforms too. So, I mean, whatever. shout out to all of y'all. But man, we officially became a full YouTube partner on a couple days ago, and man, it's super exciting because we made partnership the first level of it a couple months ago, and we're ahead of schedule, and we've become a full partner, and that's exciting. And it just means that every video is now monetized on my channel for the most part. Sometimes I got to be more careful about what I show in these videos and stuff. This one might not get monetized. We'll see. I don't know how it worked with some of the YouTube stuff of watching other people's stuff on YouTube. There's still things that I'm still learning. So if one of these gets knocked every once in a while, that's gonna be fun. Because anyways, so yeah, so I just want to say thank y'all for watching, thank y'all for engaging, commenting, liking, sharing. If you watch some of my other videos, I've already kind of talked about this, but you know, it's just a big milestone, and this is I'm gonna be again putting a lot into this YouTube channel over the next 5 years, over the next 10 years, because it's becoming a feasible way to make an income for myself, and I think it's just a platform that makes the most sense for me. Yeah, I'm an artist, but I'm also more than that. I like to host these podcasts. I like to make the YouTube shorts. I like to make some music stuff, music videos, put out songs. And so it's just going to allow me to create in the way that I want to create. And yeah, so very blessed to be part of the YouTube world, and yeah, I'm gonna continue to keep pushing, and it really means a lot to everyone listening and everything. It's yeah, man, it's cool. It's cool. I never thought that this is where I would be investing so much of my time and effort, into YouTube, but it's dope, and I'm very excited about it, and yeah, we'll just keep creating, keep bringing cool shit to the people and more shit to the people, and I'm even thinking about ways to improve my live. I'm eventually, when I can upgrade the gear and stuff, we'll be streaming some sessions. I'll be streaming concerts. It'll be my YouTube will be just a whole hub of things, So very, very excited about it. Thank you again, everybody. It really, we've grown. I had 300 subscribers, 350 subscribers 6 months ago, and now we almost got 2,100. So we're growing. Every 1,000 is just a wow. We were at 1,000, a few months ago. Now we at 2. Can't wait for 3, 4, 5. And then I can't wait for 10. And even if that's years, if it takes me 5 years to get to 10,000, who cares, man? Who cares? I'll keep creating. If people are engaging, I'm doing something right. I'm sure I'm doing a lot more wrong, but that's okay. That's okay too. So yeah, I just wanted to say that I know that one wasn't even in the notes. I was just like, I thought that's how I was gonna start. Actually, other than the 21 thing. I love that, bro. Love that. Also, this iced coffee from 7-Eleven, only 99 cents. I know it's not good for you. There's some sugar in there, but man, it's delicious. Anyways, yeah, 21. Oh, I guess that goes right into my next one. Y'all hear the diss Kendrick Lamar, the GOAT. I know not every one of my fans loves Kendrick, but fuck y'all, man. Kendrick the GOAT. He is the new Future album. This is gonna be a hot take because I like Schoolboy Q, but man, I was not very impressed with his album. It seemed it was very well produced, very well written. When people are saying that these artists like this aren't their songs, just to me, it was just missing that something. I don't know, the intangible for me. It was missing that intangible thing. And I was I was listening to the Schoolboy Q album today, and yeah, there's a couple bangers on there, a couple tracks that I was like, wow, this is a really good song. But even while I was listening to it, my brother sent me the new Joyner Lucas track. And oh man, Joyner Lucas, just this man stays killing it. I'm listening to his new album tomorrow. Worst Person. Let me just pull up that track. That's not even out yet. I know I had 3 in it. I'm ill. Hold on, let me just pull up the track. Brandon sent it to me. Oh yeah, I'm ill. Holy shit. The sample, y'all need to, I know I can't for sure. I know for sure I can't play this song. Yeah, it's called I'm Ill. And it goes fucking hard. Crazy sample. Crazy. It was fucking, yeah. And so my hot take is the Future album, Future Metro Boomin album, crazy. Because we're circling all the way back here. Kendrick Lamar, the diss, he throwing shots at J. Cole and Drake. Whoo! Kendrick Lamar. And I guess he's done that in the past. I guess but he called out everyone back then. It's not even, but Future song. Kung Fu, can he come out? Bitch. Oh man. What did he say? Motherfuck the big 3. It's just big meat, bum. Oh, Kung Fu Kenny. Then he said, he even called out, he killed. This line was crazy. He said, Prince outlived Mike Jack. Oh, your best work is a light pack. N-word. Prince outlived Mike Jack. N-word bum. Oh, oh man. This verse goes so crazy. So he's saying that, Prince's influence, even though Michael Jackson was the biggest artist at the time, Prince's influence in music, we're talking about artist to artist or just in the industry, whatever, Prince's influences, it seems to be much bigger than Michael Jackson's influence. And that's why that line is so crazy. That's why that line is obviously it's a shot at Drake. Obviously it's just like, hey, bro, fucking who cares about your numbers? I'm the one. Oh man, it was crazy on a Future album, and the Future album goes hard, man. Future, I don't just be putting on Future like that, but anytime he dropping an album, I always listen, and I'm always so impressed. It's not my style of rap that I prefer, but you see Future do it, man, and Future. And this is why it's hard. This is why it's like he's not one of the best rappers ever, but he's one of the best artists ever. His subject matter and stuff aside, it's not even about that, but it's also about that. It is so well done, and his albums are so well produced, and they're so artistic, and it's crazy. He's not just another trap fucking artist, he is, if anything, the trap artist right now. And actually, you know what, now that I think about this, I bet you my love of Future actually stems from my love of Young Jeezy. I loved, and I still love old school Jeezy, man. Young Jeezy, I think he's just Jeezy now. And I'm not, I mean, his newer stuff is, I'm not, it's whatever, but his old stuff, man, that one album where he got Jay-Z on the feature, I've seen it all, I think is what it's called. Oh man, seen it all. This album, I done seen it all. Oh, that's what the song's called. What's the album called? Or he has some fucking crazy songs. Oh, Soul Survivor with Akon. Think about all the Jeezy Akon songs. Or My President is Black. My outfit, what is it? Remember that song? Remember that song? Oh my god. My president is black. My Lambo's blue. And I be got, oh yeah, my president is black. My Lambo's blue. And I be goddamn if my rims ain't too. My mama ain't home. My daddy's still in jail. Trying to make a play. Anybody see the scale? It's so gangster. And that my president is black, my Lambo blue, and I be goddamn if the rims ain't too. My money light green and my Jordans light gray, and they see me and they love to see white now. How much you trying to pay? Obviously, talk about because this album, no, not this album. Yeah, this is what's crazy, and that's what is that fucking album called, man? Why isn't it even on here? It's on my phone. It's one of the, when you buy albums, I'll buy albums that are like, because I'm like, I gotta have this album, and I know I have it on my phone. I remember listening to this album. Fucking, oh, that's another album. That's one of my favorites. Wale, the album about nothing. Seen it all. Damn it, the autobiography. Yeah, and so essentially this album is about him going from selling drugs to like making it, and be getting money. Oh man, he's got some banger tracks. He was such a huge artist, and that's probably actually why I like trap as much as I do, because oh, The Recession, that was a good album too. Isn't that the one with no, but that's a good album too. Yeah, he's got some crazy. I put on for my city, on for my city. I put on for my city. East side, put on west side. That's Ye and Jeezy. Anyways, fuck. I'm gonna have to listen to some Jeezy again. That's probably where my affection for trap music first began. I would assume. Yeah, we're gonna get into that one next week, Matt. Yeah, no, well, a lot of these ones we'll get into next week because there's some good ones that I really want to expand on. Yeah, so the Kendrick beef though, that one, oh man, that's one thing. Oh, yeah, no, we'll get into this before we bounce. This is for sure. And that's why rap music is, it's always nice to watch a motherfuckers beef. And often, as much as this is hilarious, or as much as this is kind of serious, I guess, the rap beef sometimes, but it is just motherfuckers writing poems about each other. Obviously, poems that generate millions and millions of dollars, and that's why it's fucking baller. This is art, but it's also hilarious, People been doing it from the beginning of time, people been talking shit from the beginning, and this is also why people love Taylor Swift, man. She always got a song or two where she talking some fucking shit about some motherfucker, and she been doing that since day one. I'm listening to her discography, and I get it. It's like people love that shit. Yeah, but this is one thing. This was such a cool. Again, we're talking about motivation and stuff. This one was just neat to me because it was such a it's just well done. It's just well done. And I was just like, it was just another thing that made me think, oh yeah. It didn't even reconnect an idea. It was just, it kind of reawoke the idea that I had before of here, we'll just play it. We'll just play it. Oh, what's going on here?
Want to be wives.
At 30 years old,
Men don't want to be husbands. Women don't want to be wives. Men and women married to each other is a disaster because men are not good for women and women are not good to men. They're better off without each other.
Listen.
But husband and wife are inseparable. You can't be a better husband without a wife. So if you don't become a husband and you don't become a wife, you're going to live side by side. You may enjoy many things together. Like the guy says, I love everything about my wife. I just don't know what I need her for.
Wow. At first I'm thinking, where's this going? But then I see where it's going. It's going beyond contractual relationships into covenant, a sacred bond between people. When you step into a covenant, husband and wife, get ready. You're going to be destroyed. And through that destruction of your ego, you'll become something completely new on the other side, which is a fully mature human person if you surrender. That was awesome.
And I agreed, man. I was like, damn, that is awesome. Because it got me at the beginning when he's like, men and women are terrible for each other. I was like, what the fuck is this guy about to say? You know, I thought he was just about to lay down. I don't know. But I was like, what's going on? You know? I was so engaged. I was just high as fuck just scrolling. And it got me. I was like, let's see if he drops something wild. And he did. Just in a different sense than I was thinking, you know? And I was like, oh, damn, bro. You know, and that's really what it is. If you want to become something, you got to let that old you die. And that's how you grow, you know? Because and this is why I understand why I may not be the most religious person in the game, but I understand why religion is there. And, you know, it's what did they used to say? The Bible, it was like a anagram, not an anagram. What's it called when it stands for something? I can't remember. Where each like B dot, I dot, you know, and it's like basic instructions before leaving Earth. And I was like, damn. And you know, there was things about the Catholic Church and the way stories were written in, like, did you know, like, I don't want to get too into the things behind the Bible. Because I know a lot about the history of the church and the history of the Bible and the history of a lot of things. I was really into Catholicism for the longest time. And even after I stopped calling myself a Christian, I still continued to learn about it and other religions. It's just, you know, one thing that church made me feel bad about was learning about even other cultures, even because I was like, oh, that's a good idea. And I know this is kind of my own paranoid little brain, but you know, I was raised Roman Catholic, and there's a lot of really strict rules in that. And it wasn't until you know, much later on, I was just like, oh, a lot of this is up for interpretation. And that's when I actually, that was when I became more disconnected from Christianity, is when I had that understanding of, oh, a lot of this is up for interpretation. And I'm sick of having the ethics of the church read this through that lens. And I was like, I can see the bias is pretty heavy here, you know. Not that the information was bad, you know, it's not that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just like, this lens seems a little, it's not gelling with what I'm continuing to learn and grow with. And that's why, you know, And I think a lot of it has to do with words. And, it's interesting if you read the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. He's coming to Edmonton actually soon. And, and he talks about language, and it's like when things get interpreted, and, that's a whole wild thing, interpretations. And because it's like, if we're going to take the word of God so seriously, it's like we should be pretty careful with what words. Actually, so Jordan Peterson did this really cool thing that I was watching for a while. But they broke it down so much. I was watching it every Sunday. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm still very interested in learning about Catholicism and all religions, really. Spirituality, and that's what it was. It's like I wanted to understand spirituality as a bigger whole, as a bigger thing, other than just through the lens of Christianity. And and that's, I remember for the longest time I still believed in the Christian faith, but I didn't like to call myself that because I didn't want to be a hypocrite. And but now I have a whole different understanding of what that label is. I've talked to different Christian people, and it's interesting to hear people talk about these very huge ideas when they're well articulated. And that's, there's a bishop dude on I'm trying to find this thing from Jordan Peterson. Exodus right here. This was crazy, man. And so they were going through the whole Exodus section of the Bible, and they brought scholars from, and I believe one of these guys is also an artist. Here, hold on.
I have the great privilege today of opening a seminar on Exodus, an 8-part seminar. As many of you know, and some of you don't, I did a lecture series on Genesis in the fall of 2017, walking through that old book, and that had a reasonable impact, I would say, for that sort of venture. It was popular publicly. The theater I rented sold out 16 times in a row, and then millions of people have watched it online, and that's really been something. And I'd had a dream after doing that, and before as well, that I would be able to walk through the entire corpus of the Bible over the course of my life, and that's a very daunting challenge. But the next step is Exodus, and I've been looking forward to that for a very long time. I thought before I did the public lecture series, because that's not what this is, that I would find a variety of scholars from around the world, if I could, and see if I could figure out a way to bring them together to talk about Exodus in detail, to help me fill in my knowledge of this book before I do a public lecture series on Exodus, which I plan to do in June of 2023. And so I've brought together some of the sharpest and most interesting and deepest people that I've had the good fortune to meet in the last decade or so. And they've all graciously agreed to come here to Miami and to spend 8 days concentrating on this book, and under the auspices of the Daily Wire Plus group, who've flown them in and who are producing this and editing it and have done everything they can to make this possible and beautiful and as available as it might be. So this material, or much of it, will be behind the Daily Wire paywall. We'll have a free-flowing discussion. I'm going to read the text, and I'm going to say what I have to say about it, and hopefully not too much from me, and I'm going to let the gentlemen that are with me have their say, and hopefully we're all going to learn an awful lot about this ancient story and what it means and why it's significant today. And
so, you know what I'm saying? It's a crazy thing to listen to, and man, because you get a very, very different understanding of the text when you are hearing it through this sort of lens. And it's great. I just want to show you
and why it's been significant for several thousand years. And so I'll get everybody, first of all, to introduce themselves. And I'm going to start with Dr. Douglas Headley.
I want to show
on my
you
left, and we'll
how
go around this
crazy
way.
these guys are.
Dr. Headley.
Well, my name is Douglas Headley, and I'm a fellow at the University of Cambridge, a fellow of Clare College, and I teach the philosophy of religion. And I think that
The philosophy of religion. Oh, shit.
Dear Demon Eraser.
With the problem of evil, atheists are confronted with the problem of good, trying how to make sense of goodness, how to make
of the
And they've all, as it might, and so I'll get everybody, first of all.
And Cambridge, a fellow of Clare, theirs is linked to a certain ignorance of the very backbone of our own culture. And the Bible is very much at the core of our cultural heritage. At the Temple of Apollo in Delphi, there was an inscription, "Know thyself," and we're in danger of not being able to know ourselves because of the ignorance of the very foundations of our culture. So that's
like, you know what I'm saying? These people, they go on, and it's everything. And they read a bit of the Bible, and then they go around. Do people have things to add? Yeah, actually, in order to understand the context of this, you need to understand what this person does in this story and why that's a significant thing. And it's crazy. I mean, a lot. And see, this is the thing, because it gets daunting. Because, you know, it's like, you know, for them to get through one thing, a lot of things, it is, you know, it's not, but they come in and it's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing to fucking do. So I'm a big fan of religion. I think there's so much to learn from it. And it's one of those things that I continue to this day to be interested in, and I like to hear people's opinions on it and their thoughts. And yeah, I got lots of friends that are very religious, and I love picking people's brain about stuff like that. What even led me down? Oh, right, that video. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, we got too deep there. There's a lot of deepness. We're gonna end on a high note. You know, we heard one thing from a doctor, or not from a doctor, but we heard about husbands and wives. And, you know, I don't always be playing the kind of rated R things on here. Not that this is rated R, but I just had to, it flowed so well from the last thing we were talking about with husbands and wives. And we gonna end on this one. And it's a word from a doctor about men's health. And, you know, this channel right here, PPM on my dome, PPM, better art and healthier people will change the world. You know, I'm known to do some extreme, known for some extreme health and fitness things sometimes, but here's some advice from a random doctor I found. Oh, hold on. Let's try this again.
Okay. The only form of exercise your prostate gland gets is during erection, and that erection comes with sexual activity. Okay. So the study is abundantly clear that a man in healthy shape should be able to have sexual interaction 21 times a month. 21 times a month to avoid prostate issues, prostate cancer, or cardiovascular issues. If you don't exercise the gland, it swells on you. It becomes enlarged. When it becomes enlarged, that is a precursor to cancer. So yes, you have a beautiful wife, do whatever it takes to please that woman so she can give it to you 21 times a month.
Yeah, but that's if she pleases you, because you have to be in the right state of mind, isn't it?
Yeah, but don't quote me to your wife, Dr. Ken. So if she doesn't please you, I advocate to my patients that you can have a side chick. Your side chick could be on contract. There's a concept in physiology. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Okay.
The only form of exercise your prostate gland.
Did you hear that motherfucker, bro? He just snuck it in at the end of that. He's like, oh my God, to have a side chick and to put her on contract. Under contract. You hear that shit? I was just like, because this is the same going through my fucking Instagram feed or whatever the fuck, where I pulled up that first doctor thing, and then I went, I was like, yo, I was like this. It was just so contradicting almost to the first thing. I was like, all right, I gotta play them both. We gotta show the range of the podcast, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, man. Thanks everybody for listening. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I hope you have a beautiful week, and I hope the rest of your year is amazing. Yeah, I got so much stuff that I didn't even get through. Yeah, like I was saying at the beginning, I wrote so many things. This would have been easily a 3-hour podcast. But I'll just save some for next week. I got a good topic for next week, a good one. I'm excited about it. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you so much for all the love and support. We're going to continue to make amazing content and put in the work to make it even better as we continue on. So anyways, more love, more success. This has been A Moment with Jay.
I like that. Stay dreaming, scheming, homie. Don't let the haters weigh you down. Smoke the split the list you up. Know the word of y'all. Favor not. Know the word. Know the words in your favor.
I hope you know. With every darker night, there's a brighter day. Through the chaos, we'll be okay. Sending nothing but positive vibes your way. Love for always. Jay.